Last one is the food. Food security is defined in 1996 by Food Summit as a situation that exists when all people at all times have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food to meet daily needs and to preferences for an active and healthy life. This is a dream which the world did not acquire here today. If we look to this pie chart, this shows that undifferentiated population by region. There are people who cannot get enough food or cannot get enough nutrition in their food all over the world. Fortunately, in our Middle East and North Africa, we are among the smallest ones, but still in other countries we have a huge amount. In total, 900 million people cannot get enough food. This is today. Let's put future prospection, 2050, when we are more than 9 billion people, this situation will be much more severe, and the shortage of food will be much more severe, and for people to think about how to solve this problem. To look by region about the food resources availability and where we have surplus and where we have deficient, we will find that our area is the most deficient area from food security. Food security, it doesn't only to have the food, but also to have the means to deliver them. I just would like to pull your attention to critical situation happened for one state here in the Gulf when they have been by COP. They had to import cows by aeroplanes. Now, it's not about how much does it cost to get the food, but it's about the security of the food. So each state must achieve some certain local food security. I cannot depend just on trading. I cannot depend that I can buy it from outside at cheaper cost, so I will not produce it. This is a wrong attitude. Every state must have a minimum internal food security. So the interaction or the nexus between the three of them. Every single parameter from food, energy, and water is affected by the other two. And we are competing regarding this one. For example, food production takes 80 to 90% of surface water. 80% of water is drawn is used for energy or electrical energy generation. The food and supply chain consume 30% of global energy demand. So they are well connected together, and we have to use the nexus approach to overview all of them. Of course, there's no time to run. Here is one of the solutions to the problem, which is to depend on renewable energy powering for desalination. We have wind and solar, from which we can get mechanical power here, or electric power, or we can derive these types of water desalination. From solar, we have either PV or thermal solar, and we can derive these technologies for desalination. This is what we have today. What we should expect tomorrow is these two new technologies, the humidification, desalination, which can be driven only by solar thermal power. Another one is the capacitive desalination, which in turn also can be run completely with solar power. So I can use renewable energy to get desalinated water. Now the food and water interaction, one of them is new, not too much new, but this like advanced is the aquaponic food production. In aquaponic food production, we are circulating water. We are not using water. Water is just circulated between two tanks, one where we can cultivate vegetables, and the other one where we are farming fishes. And we use the waste of the fishes to neutralize, or sorry, to fertilize the plantation, and it is a simple application of such technology. Here now we are integrating three: water, energy, and food in such system. Here we have not only one type of fish, we have different types of fishes descending from higher land to lower. The advantage of this system is I will keep the first one on with the food, with the fodder. And the remains of the first one will use to feed the second. And the remains will use to feed the third. And the remains will use to feed the last one. The protein conversion in such a system can reach up to 100%. I have no waste. I have consumed all my protein in my fodder I added in the first tank, and then the water after that will come almost saturated with ammonia. It will come here where we will have some bacteria which will make nitrification, and then I will have good plantation. This is real product from such a system we built in Egypt, where we don't need any nitrogen fertilizer. This is a big advantage of power utilization. Production of ammonia, of nitrogen fertilizer, consumes a hell amount of energy. Also, we can use hybrid renewable system to run all the system. I cannot use 100% renewable because of the availability. If I don't have power 24 hours, my fish will die in the evening. So I must have oxygen injected here 24 hours, so I must have hybrid system to assure electric power connectivity even in the evening. This is another way of water, energy, food sustainability system, where I will use sunlight with wastewater, mainly sewage, with CO2 coming from the chimney of whatever industry we're talking about. With microalgae, I can produce this biomass, and this biomass I can utilize in different way based on its properties. I can use it as fertilizer, I can use it as fuel oil, I can use it as fodder for fish or fodder for animals, and by this way I consume CO2, which is a greenhouse gas. I consume sewage water, all the carbohydrates or whatever CO2 in this water will be used as a nutrition for some algae. And finally, I have clean water that I can use for farming fish and for the aquaponic, which I show you in the previous one. Can we reach water energy sustainability? My answer is yes, we can. Thank you.
You're telling us, thank you for this information and this research that is developing, and there is other also sources of energy and food. People researching this, but what is leading, this ideas only to more growth of population? And there is a German scientist who wrote, I don't know, he forecasted that 2,450, that's all protein available on our earth will be converted in human protein. That means, because protein is also a limited resource. What's your answer for this?
We start eating each other.
How can we expect that all the protein will come into our body?
Yeah, because fishes, all available kind of proteins, also insects now they are trying this, are proteins which is, the amount you can calculate it, like water. It is a huge billions of liters, but it is limited. The same is for oxygen, for protein. Okay, and thus, according to his calculation, 2,450, all these proteins will, if our population growth will be the same as we are, and especially in the Middle East,
I hope this will not happen, because simply means that human being will eliminate all other competitors, like wild animals or whatever, and it's impossible to imagine such a situation. What I am asking for, what I am calling for is, we have to recycle and reuse our resources in a sustainable way. The systems which I have shown to you, I am not adding fresh water. I am just making milk. I just add what I lost, but I do not use water and it is gone away like in normal agriculture. In normal agriculture, plants take up to 10 to 13% only from the water for itself. The rest is evaporated or it is drained in the soil or whatever. By this technology, we don't lose this 87%. In countries like in Gulf, we can use this technology for food production, and it will be economic, because I am not making desalination for agriculture. I'm just turning around the water between the two systems, and everything is almost 90% or more utilized.
Thank you very much, Professor Rahim.
Influence the activities of their subordinates towards the achievement of goals. So leadership basically is about influencing others without consequence towards the achievement of a corporate objective. So that brings us to the leadership in the construction side. We have in construction industry or construction side, as the case will be, you have the supervisors. Of course, they are the middlemen between the top management and the workers. So they interface almost on a daily basis with the site workers. Now, the motivation given by these supervisors to a large extent help to either motivate the employees to do more, or of course be a disincentive to them to begin to contribute negatively, in this case counterproductive. Now, because of time, I'll be very fast and give the details of the introduction, straight to the objectives of the study. Now, of course, like I said, we have, in this study, we decided to delineate it into three components of leadership. For the leadership style, one is the transformational leadership style, we have the transactional leadership style, and the less expert leadership style. How do these leadership styles influence employees' performance in the construction industry? Now we have literature. Of course, a litany of literature exists in this context. Several studies have been done in this area. Of course, there is still conflict as to what actually influences the employees' performance. So the literature is quite robust, yet there is need for further academic inquiry to actually ascertain which of the leadership style motivates employee in its performance. And of course, we have the three leadership styles, and of course, their sub-components as shown on the slide. Now, we have the conceptual framework, again in line with the objectives of the study, and how these three lead to the performance of employee in basically, because of course qualitative research study, and we look at design a questionnaire which we use to elicit information from the construction workers as well as the employees. And of course, the research instruments that we use, of course, each of them, like look at the things we use, or four things. Traditional leadership style, we use influence, inspiration, motivation, and role model. Then the next one is transactional, we use contingent reward, management by exception, and of course the last is contact. Now, the thing is this, what are these leadership styles all about? Look at the transformational, it's more employee oriented. They are more interested in people, but the transactional is more profit oriented. So they are interested in how can the organization maximize profit without recourse to the input of the employee. So it's not about motivating the employee as such, but what can you give to my organization? But the transformational is saying no. If the employee is happy, he can make the organization great. Now the last aspect is neither here nor there. Do whatever you like, minimum guidance, minimum attention is given you. Now, before we collected our data, using the research instrument, and we use both the statistics and the multi-goal regression analysis, and of course our findings. Now you can see from our findings, the transformational leadership style, we look at the beta factor, about the highest. So it means that employees are inclined to do more when they are appreciated by their superior. In other words, without necessarily putting pressure on them, tell them what to do, guide them appropriately, appreciate their effort. Now the transaction, of course, again, why do we work? We work because of, besides the motivation, we work because of, financial incentives, economic considerations. So that also shows that when an employee is motivated, is appreciated, and again supported with the necessary financial incentives, the organization will definitely do well, because such an employee will be much more encouraged to give the best to that organization. Of course, the last aspect you can see contributes virtually nothing, minus 0.012 employees. And of course, we have the correlation analysis. Now here we look at the person product moment correlation. Because of time, we're just trying to flip through that. Now, basically, we conclude that in this study, we are concluding that transformational leadership style and traditional leadership style, of course, help construction workers to perform optimally towards the success of an organization. And consequently, construction site workers should, of course, get to know that with this leadership style, with this particular kind of leadership, the organization employees can be motivated and they can be encouraged to perform well for the organization. Now, we made the following recommendation, and we therefore recommend that the leadership style of site engineers is an absolute requirement for organizational success. Committed and disciplined workforce is highly desirable for an organization to maintain optimal production and compliance with standards. Therefore, site engineers should be empowered through leadership training, education, that will, of course, give them the required knowledge to lead others. And we also suggest that future research efforts be directed to this direction, such that sub-components of the leadership style can be implemented. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. We will start the questions and answer session. We have actually, we were quite well ahead of time. We have like 7 minutes to have any questions to ask. Yes, please.
Thank you for the presentation. It was very interesting. But do you think that the leadership is not influenced by other factors? For example, the whole environment, legal environment, cultural environment in a certain place?
All right, that's what I'm going to receive for the very much time. Yes, in this case, I agree with you. Apart from the style of leadership, the culture, the religion, and other factors influence, the kind of leadership. That's what we are saying in this case. But if you look at it generally, an organization's primary objective, especially a private organization, is profit orientation. Now, if you are to get your employees to work to producing the desired results, now you have got to relax some of these, like you said, orientations that are anti-productive. Now, if you have a particular culture that says you have to suppress your subordinates, and that is what goes on in that environment, but you know that as an entrepreneur, you know as someone who is a leader and who is genuinely desirous of optimal objective, which is in this case the maximum benefit, you have to on your own relax some of those traditions which are aesthetic to corporate growth and begin to concentrate on influencing the human being. Place the human being first, because when the human being is happy and is motivated to do the best for the organization, of course he will ordinarily do. And of course you agree with me that profit orientation has no nationality, it has no culture. So if you are interested in success, success is highly detribalized. So you relax some of those cultural beliefs in an attempt to getting the maximum benefit for the organization and indeed for the society at large.
Another question, please.
Nice presentation. You were talking about the site level leadership. What sort of leadership is required at site level?
At site level, of course, transformational leadership style. Transformational. And if you look at the result of the research, it is clear that both transformational and transactional approximate the performance of the employee. Why is it so? Because imagine a construction worker who is in the hot sun, working all day. Now, just a pat on the back by the superior, oh, young man, you are doing well, I like what you are doing. Please keep. It has a long way. That's why I said in my opening remarks that sometimes we trivialize them, we become too academic. A pat in the back. Look at how encouraged such a construction worker will feel if the superior comes and gives me a handshake. Not money now, just a handshake to tell him, young man, come on, you are doing well. Such would give him that sense of belonging, that I'm not just an employee, but I'm a part owner in this organization, and in that way, I should contribute my best to sustaining the temple. So I recommend, of course, like our studies have found, that there should be a transformational leadership style more, whereas transactional can be an ancillary to transformational leadership style. Yes, please.
Well, thank you very much, Doctor. My question was partly answered by the last comment, saying that when you talk about motivation, most people think in terms of monetary motivation. But the truth about the matter is that a lot goes to motivation of money. And that's what I'm going to ask, that most junior workers, field workers, are actually deprived of participating in decision making. Why these people are actually the repository of the knowledge. So to what extent can their involvement in decision making impact on the performance of the organization?
All right, it can, because if you look at the layer of leadership, which of course is an extension of management, you have the strategic, you have the tactical, and you have the operational. You see, there is a chain of command, it flows. Sometimes, like you said, they suggest at that level, they tell them, go ahead, what do you know? You didn't go to school, you have an university degree. They are bemoaned. But if at that lower level, their input is harvested, then their superior translates it into the superior, and it goes through the corporate organogram to the top level. And we discover that most times results are achieved better than when it is top to bottom. Top to bottom instead of bottom top approach. So I think they can be involved through the bottom top approach to management and decision making.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I may have a question here. I mean, what's the matter? What's the problematic with workers' performance? Number one. And so what is it currently going on? Second thing, you have given a questionnaire, and this questionnaire was answered by managers or by workers?
By workers.
By workers. So maybe there are some workers who are trained. Maybe other workers they have an education, at least a primary, secondary education. I mean, would you consider categorizing those workers? I mean, entering into your methodology, I mean, I was wondering why regression immediately. Perhaps you could think of a principal component analysis, a factor analysis, so you can understand the factors, and then you enter perhaps the education or the training as well as the age. There are different workers in different categories of age. Okay. So, but the problematic, what's going on in the workers' performance? I mean, is there any issue? Is there any?
Yes, of course. Because like this study was domesticated in Nigeria setting. The issue is that sometimes the superior feels, I am paying your bills. You work for me, I pay you. So what next? I owe you nothing. So most times the question is, like he's correctly suggested, because we are from, we have the same, idea about it. People don't think, oh, once you pay your employee, you are not indebted to him in any way. But we are saying beyond the financial consideration, beyond the economic consideration, there is the human dimension to it, which is the leadership component.
What if there's the construction going on? What this has to do? The construction is done. I'm on time. I'm on my budget, I'm just aligned with my budget.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen?
Of course, you see, sometimes you are pressurized to do some of these things against your position. Now, when it happens, sometimes you see some of these subordinates, they can, collaborate and truncate the effort. Oh, he claims he knows too much, and we are the ones doing the job in the field. Let's see how it goes. Sometimes you may have your way. At other times, you may have, it's like a time bomb waiting to explode. And when that happens, what you have industrial arrest today, workers go on strike, workers protest. Because over time they've not been allowed to speak. Over time they've not been allowed to make their contribution on how to grow the organization. So if it is not contained at that embryonic stage, it can explode and can be counterproductive.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, I think there is continuous expectation of the employer to improve the productivity of the workers of the construction. The motivation for motivation has most to improve the productivity.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely.
Just one last question. People
10 seconds.
people at that level, is it because they're probably maybe not permanent staff and they just take them on a project basis? Is the reason why they may not take what they say, to impact on leadership? Would that be a...
No, not exactly. Some of them, not even some, majority of them are on permanent basis. Yeah, majority of them are on permanent basis, not because of the trashed nature of their contract, no.
Okay.
Thank you. My next presenter would be Mr. Saeed Al-Nab. Saeed Al-Nab. Mr. Saeed Al-Nab is a PhD researcher in the Faculty of Science and Engineering at the University of Wolverhampton. His research investigates the role of leadership for successful implementation of knowledge management, related change initiative within the Saudi Arabia public sector organizations. He holds a an MBA from Wolverhampton Business School, and I think you have a Saudi Arabian experience, right? Yes, absolutely. So we would be delighted to listen to Mr. Saeed. The floor is yours. Unforeseen, sometimes, circumstances, and that's the operational risk that we always suffer from. The USB is not, you know, we can't read the USB of Mr. Saeed. So we can move forward because we get on. Yeah? What do you think?
Get the next.
The next presenter is Dr. Camelia Kamal. Dr. Camelia Kamal. Dr. Camelia, she has a PhD in public law, and actually she's working with us at the Applied Science University. So, she has been actually in a couple of other universities in France, such as Aix-en-Provence. She's an alumni of the Ford Foundation International Fellowship Program in the United States, and she will be talking to us on the public-private partnership and sustainable development, this time in Bahrain. So back from Saudi Arabia, we took the causeway. The floor is yours.
Voice, please. Volume.
Is there a mic?
Can we get the microphone, perhaps?
Will be very helpful.
Public-private partnership was recognized as a very important mechanism for achieving the sustainable development goals. And also it is considered the 17 goals as the sustainable development goals. Of this Bahrain, we have a document concerning the application of public-private partnership. The mission is related to Bahrainian experience concerning that only need to have a particular legislation concerning public-private partnership, or we can apply it without any new legislation. So the problematic of this paper is to what extent Bahrain needs an independent legislation for public-private partnership to achieve its sustainable development agenda 2030. The content of our paper will take 4 principal points. First one, concerning the concept of public-private partnership, we will have the definition of public-private, but PPP we can see directly PPP, and the 8 types. Second point, concerning the differences between public-private partnership and the Bahraini contract according to the legislative decree number 36 of 2002. With respect to regulating government tender and processing. Third point will deal with the advantages and disadvantages of public-private partnership for public partner, private partner, user, and public utilities, the subject of project itself. And the final point concerning the sustainable development and the problematic of public-private partnership legislation in Bahrain. First point concerning the concept of public-private partnership. We can say that till now we haven't a particular definition concerning PPP, but we can say from the different experience all over the world, we can put a definition for public-private partnership by saying PPP is a long-term global arrangement between public and the private sectors based on principles of risk allocation to satisfy the public utilities mission. From this definition, we can see that the cornerstone of this definition is the principle of risk allocation. So, we will deal with the principle of risk allocation between public and the private sectors. The aim of this principle is to guarantee the maximum possible degree of project security by satisfying and allocating all project risks by something which we call it risk matrix. In risk matrix, we divide risks to several categories as following. We have the construction risks, such as we will give an example for every such risk, such as exceeding the construction period or budget. Also, we have the exploitation risk, and this concerns market risk, such as the cost, the market demand or volume risk, and also the cost increase of raw materials. We have also the financial risk, like the exchanging of rates